Welcome to the Knowledge Entrepreneurs Show, where we celebrate the innovators driving change in the education industry. At Edison OS, we've worked with over 500 knowledge entrepreneurs to turn their edtech ideas into profitable businesses. Hi, Tanya. Good morning. Welcome to the Knowledge Entrepreneurs Show. Thank you so much for taking your time out to join me here on this podcast.
Hi, Doug. Thank you so much for having me today. Happy to meet you.
It's my pleasure. Before we jump into the podcast, if we can start off with your journey, Tanya, your journey into entrepreneurship, and anything that you'd want to share, that'll be a good start.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So, I'm a serial entrepreneur with over 12 years of experience. Originally, I'm from Eastern Europe, and now I live in California, in San Francisco. And in fact, I'm the founder and the CEO of Trinity Education Group. This is a Ukrainian company, and I'm the founder and the CEO of KITSF. It's a San Francisco-based company that operates on Indian market and the US market simultaneously. I have, as I mentioned, like 12 years of my experience in entrepreneurship. Talking about the Ukrainian company, we're quite big. We had more than 22,000 clients. We provide service for students. We help them to enroll into university, like the US universities and universities in Europe. Like a couple of months ago, one of our students has successfully enrolled into Harvard. Now, yeah, that's actually we have tons of students who enrolled into Columbia, University of Pennsylvania, University of Toronto, London School of Business, and so on and so forth. And now we are partnering with the Columbia University as well. With Ukraine Children's Action Protection and other US organizations. In general, we'll help people to prepare for international exams. American one like TOEFL, GMAT, GRE, and Cambridge exams like IELTS and CCP. There are a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Well, talking about as a second business, like the second business is KITSF. It's quite interesting. It's interesting enough because it works in India. We have Indian IT specialists. I'm talking about highly professional, highly qualified people in IT field. Like machine learning engineers or senior software engineers who live in India, who work in India with the income, let's say, 80K per year and up to 150, I guess the maximum was 150K. Wow. Yeah, so they are well-paid specialists, professionals, talents. So we find them and we provide them a service of obtaining a talent visa, US talent visa, and find a job in Silicon Valley companies. And just for information, so we help people to double or triple their salaries. So let alone they move to the US, also they just double their income and have a new lease of life in the United States.
Wow, that's awesome. And I believe this is only with respect to tech skills, right? Or does it also include all roles within the tech industry? Like, does it also include sales and marketing, product marketing? Does it also involve these roles?
Well, everybody can apply for the talent visa in the US. Actually, this visa is based on achievements, like professional achievements, not
Right.
on educational ones. So I guess if the person has enough achievements right now, so there is a possibility to get the talent visa in 3 months, in 5 months. So if there are no achievements like judgment or any other, it's just not a marketing speech, but still just for information. Because I know that in India, I spoke to like thousands of people from India.
Right.
They are unaware of this opportunity. They don't
Yeah.
know about this opportunity. So within 1 year, we had such cases, successful cases. So within 1 year, the individual, the talent, can collect all necessary documents for the visa and apply, and successfully apply. And actually, this is one of the best ways uh, to get a job in the US, like, and to live and work in the US, because this visa has no quotas. And the approval rate is 96%, the success rate. So
Wow.
yeah,
You mean to say for every 100 applicants, 94, 95 of them get through?
yes, that's correct. But there is a one peculiar thing, that in order to apply for this visa, you have to go through the complicated uh, process of collecting documents.
Right.
So it's too complicated to create a package of documents. But then um, almost all people get the approval,
Got it.
all applicants.
You spoke about achievements, right? What are
Mm-hmm.
these achievements?
Well, do you mean are you asking about the talent visa?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, so most of our listeners can Google that. Um, there are 8 criteria. It's about judgment, being a judge, to have publications in media, having a high salary, gathering lots of recommendation letters from people who have a critical role in the organization, and also some achievements that prove the candidates' impact on in the field.
Right.
It's
Got
open
it.
information. Yeah,
Got it.
they may read that actually.
Got it, Tanya. Thank you. Um, let's go back to your first company, right? The Trinity education part. Could you share with us the story of how you started the company? Because you've had 12 years of experience, you have 12,000 plus students that have you know come to you. So how was the beginning? How did you start off?
Mm-hmm. Well, it was a long time ago, 12 years ago. It was the eve of Ukraine. Well, I just decided to start a new lease of life, and actually, um, in my opinion, being an entrepreneur, it's kind of a way of life.
Right.
So it's it's like you decide to become an entrepreneur. As maybe you watched this movie, The Matrix,
Yeah.
from Hollywood, when the main character, Neo, chose the pill and decided to see a real world outside the Matrix. So
Right.
being an entrepreneur is it's the same.
Right.
Um, so you just choose another way of life. You choose freedom and at the same time uncertainty, challenges, um, and like lots of difficulties that you will face. So yeah, I just decided. to step in on a new way, new route.
Got it. So while you started this company, you were in Ukraine or were you in California back then?
12 years ago, I lived in Ukraine, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I started my first company in Ukraine. Just
Right.
Ukraine, this is the country of post-Soviet countries.
Right.
And just for the information that 30 years ago in Ukraine, the entrepreneurship was forbidden. It was illegal. So the
Wow.
person
Okay.
could go to a jail
Oh, okay.
for being entrepreneur. Well, that's why most of people didn't have enough knowledge about how to become entrepreneurs and
Right.
what it looks like. Yes.
Right. Got it. Uh, so 12 years back when you started Trinity Education, you know, who helped you? I mean, like, what are the knowledge or what are the things that you had to undergo to acquire the knowledge needed for entrepreneurship yourself? And being a first generation entrepreneur, you must have, come across many challenges. So, what were those challenges? How did you overcome them? Can you share a little bit about these things?
Oh yeah, during the early stages of my entrepreneurship, I encountered like lots of challenges, but these challenges just determined my resilience and um, perseverance and etc. So first of all, I faced as I mentioned, lack of knowledge about
Right,
entrepreneurship, about the market, about sales, and other crucial aspects of running business, especially in Ukraine.
right,
Well, secondly, I faced the absence of mentors because I think that having a mentor or advisor, it's called in the US, it's quite popular to have an advisor in startup in the company. So the advisor, the person who guides you, and this
right,
person is from your field, who is an expert in your field, and this person gets equity of your company and also is interested in scaling and growing your company as well as you
right,
being a founder. Well, this lack of guidance made my way difficult.
right,
Well, sometimes the lack of focus, some people at the early stage, they just trying to do everything and just to create something big. You cannot create a Ferrari if you just start with a small car or so it's just like baby steps.
right,
And one more thing that every entrepreneur has to know that there is a venture model, business model. So do not bootstrap, do not create a lifestyle business. Try to create a big company that will scale. So try to raise funds. And as you know, this Y Combinator
yeah,
accelerator, Y Combinator startup school teaches us that once you have an idea, just start fundraising, start raising funds and find your first investor and the second one, and so on and so forth.
wow, okay. Um, so you did not have an advisor when you started off. You started off as a bootstrapped company. Is that correct?
That's correct, absolutely.
Okay.
That was my mistake. But I didn't know about these opportunities. Actually, I found out these opportunities right after I moved to the US. So
Right.
this local knowledge in Silicon Valley, in San Francisco, helped me to understand what I did wrong.
So Kit SF, you started with this knowledge. So it is a funded company.
Yes, yeah, you're absolutely right. We started it more than 1 year ago in San Francisco. We copied the model from very famous school, maybe you know Lambda School. I know the founder of the school in person. They raised about 123 million, I guess, dollars. And they teach, like they mentor, they guide local specialists, and
Right.
they help them to find a job in the US.
Okay.
And yeah, and our business model is a bit different. We help overseas talents to find a job in the US.
Got it, Tanya.
Mhm.
I just have another angle to your situation in Ukraine, right? You said 30 years back, entrepreneurship was illegal in Ukraine. 12 years back, when you started, uh, did that play to your advantage? Because did you have competition or did you not have competition? Were there any plus points because of that?
Well, yeah, 12 years ago there was a competition, but not
Okay.
so high as like 5 years ago. So
Right.
it became the market became more and more competitive.
Right.
But this is a Eastern Europe market. It's small market. Let's see how many people live in India, for example. 1.3 billion people. In Ukraine, there are around 40 million people. And again, unfortunately, due to the war, like about 7 or 8 million people just abandoned Ukraine, so they left Ukraine.
Right.
Um, well, yeah, you're absolutely right. The competition became more tough, but still the market is still small. Europe is a small market. The biggest market in the world, I guess. I mean, there are several big markets.
Right.
The U.S. market,
Right.
Indian market.
Right.
Um, well, China is good market, but yeah, I guess the United States is the biggest one. That's why we switched to the US as a demand market,
Hmm.
and the Indian market is a supply market. There are lots of cool people in India, and I had a chance to speak with them, and I'm really happy to meet them.
Got it, Tanya. Tanya, so when you started off Trinity Education, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, the aim of the company was to help people in Ukraine to take international exams. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes.
Like IELTS and TOEFL, all English certificate related exams, and maybe you said GMAT also.
Yeah, GMAT, GRE, so it's for obtaining MBA, for example, in Stanford.
Right.
Uh,
Uh,
mhm.
so, so you said you wanted to become an entrepreneur. That's correct. That's okay. That's understood. But there are so many things you can choose in entrepreneurship. How did you come to choose English or international exam business?
Oh, well, I was studying English, learning English at that time.
Right.
Um, and I decided why not to do something that is mine. So to start my own business. I was passionate, like English was my passion at that time.
Right.
Unfortunately, in Ukraine, people like 30 years ago uh, or 20 years ago didn't have an opportunity to learn English. Now
Right.
Ukraine is more into English. Ukraine receives grants and lots of financial support in order to enrich people with English language. But 20 years ago, there was no, you know, the YouTube was not developed. There was no Facebook or something. So people speak their language, and we spoke Ukrainian and we spoke Russian. And now Ukraine speaks Ukrainian only. So that was a decision. Why not to start
Got it.
this and to develop
Got it.
this field.
Got it. So you started off as a trainer or a teacher yourself. You started teaching English yourself.
Well, it was at the beginning, but then I understood that being the CEO does not include being a teacher. So you just have lots of managerial work, and you have to create a strategy for the company, not to do the work that your employees can do.
Got
So
it.
it's
Got it done.
mhm.
Got it. So after you moved to the US, you're managing your company sitting in the US. Is that correct?
Yes, I live in San Francisco right now.
And you're managing the company from San Francisco, being doing remote work.
Absolutely, because remote work is quite popular right now and it's pretty comfortable. So
Got
it's
it.
absolutely.
Is it any difficult compared to in-person work? You think, are you still able to manage everything well? Do you see the need to go down to Ukraine sometimes to manage your business, or are you just doing fine sitting in San Francisco?
Honestly, I'm pretty comfortable being and living in San Francisco. And in Ukraine, I do have a CEO and my representative.
Right.
So I see no difficulties in running a business remotely.
Got it, Tanya. Coming to KITSF, right?
Mhm.
You started, you said one of the things that you learned from Y Combinator is that the moment you have an idea, go and raise the funding.
Mhm.
Do not do any work bootstrapped, right?
Mm.
How easy or difficult was it for you to raise funds for KITSF?
Well, this is a challenging task, actually. It's really difficult, especially when you do it the first time ever in your life.
Right,
You don't know the strategy, and you hear a lot of no from investors. Um, of course, you have to master your pitch deck and your pitch, um, and to create a right strategy, how to reach out to people and how um, um, to invite them to the call, or invite to grab some coffee in San Francisco, for example. That is pretty common here.
right.
Well, but it's possible. Just bear in mind that it's possible and you can do it. And don't give up.
Got it. And KITSF, when you started, were you the only founder or did you have co-founders?
I have a co-founder at KITSF. You know, most of accelerators, they praise when, I mean, they love when you have a co-founder, because solo founders can burn out very fast. When you have two people, or two co-founders or three co-founders, it's more secure and you generate more ideas, and also you just divide your responsibilities.
Right.
One of the founders can be a technical guy, another one can be into sales, like me, for example. My field of responsibility is network and sales.
Great. And did you find a co-founder after you got the idea, or both of you had this idea while discussing?
We met each other and then we decided to launch a startup. But that was launching KITSF. This was the idea of my co-founder.
Okay.
Yeah, because he had some professional experience in this direction. So this is his fifth, I guess, company. So he has more knowledge and experience rather than me.
Got it, Tanya. And you said, your role is into sales. And sales is something that most entrepreneurs, the skill sets are lacked somehow. So, were you a natural in sales, or did you have to pick up a lot of skills in sales? How was it for you?
I had to pick all these skills, of course, just by a series of mistakes and trials. I mean, I just kept trying to do sales, and finally I succeeded. So I just never gave up, and I always knew that sales is the initial step in building company. So first of all, you should do sales and then build a product. Most of the founders make this mistake. They build some product, they spend hours or months on creating, for example, an application, and after that they started selling that. And unfortunately, they find out that nobody wants their product.
Right.
So yeah.
So, when you had the idea of KITSF, you must have
Mhm.
also, gone to sell first before putting any more effort on the product or service itself to validate if the idea is, working. But you also said you got an inspiration from another company, Lambda, if I'm not wrong, right? So,
Yeah.
did you confidently go into market seeing their success, or did you do your validation despite seeing their success?
Well, we went to the market and we did a lot of testings. I mean, we did lots of, customer development calls and interviews, and I tried to sell. I tried to sell, the consultations. Then we tested the idea of selling online courses. Well, so how to obtain a US visa.
Ah, right, right, right.
And then we came to a wonderful idea um, to sign a partnership, like sign lots of partnership agreements with Indian representatives. So the people who own their recruiting agencies, who are entrepreneurs by themselves. So I just reached out to them and offered them a quite promising partnership on commission-based partnership. And that's how we started obtaining first customers and just getting first payment.
Great.
So yeah, we spent about 1 year on testing. It was a long process.
Got it. Got it. Tanya, you said you had to pick up skills for sales, and then you learned on the go. What are some of the things that you learned? What are some of the things that one must not do in sales?
Mm, it's I think it's my personal opinion.
Of course.
When you do sales, just do not sell directly. I mean, first of all, the sales professional has to understand who is who is that person that in front of the salesperson. I mean,
Right.
just ask questions, understand the situation, understand the pain, the values of your client, and right after that, start offering something. I guess this is the big mistake. to sell something without knowing your audience and the person you talk to.
Got it, Tanya. Uh, you've been in entrepreneurship for 12 years now. I'm sure you've had your ups and downs. But as an entrepreneur, what do you consider as your greatest achievement or successful moment?
Well, there are lots of them.
Please share. Yeah.
Well, one of them, maybe I understand people well. I mean, as I conducted over 10,000 job interviews with future candidates, I just, the people became transparent for me. I see them. But in fact, and honestly, like frankly speaking, I think that my biggest achievement is the understanding that I have to do business, to run business on the big market. So again, this is the most common mistakes for founders. They choose a tiny market to develop their product and launch their business.
Okay.
Big market, this is leads to a big, huge income. So you know that you may spend like 10,000 hours on bootstrapping and 10,000 hours on scaling your startup in a big market, and the income will be quite different. So maybe you should go to a big market initially. Just start with a big challenge right now.
Got it. And you said, you've spoken to 10,000 people from India. You know people very well. They're pretty much transparent to you. What are the things that you know now before you even talk to somebody? Most of the things that is most commonly known. What are those things about people that you've learned? I'm curious to know as an Indian.
Well, all people are so different. I guess what I know, when I'm talking to Indian people, I know that they love respect, and the way I'm honest with them. In the US, there is an Institute of Reputation. It's crucial to be honest and never. It's crucial not to cheat, because in the US, if you are a liar, you can go to jail. If you lie in front of the court, so you can go to jail. Right. So I think that being honest with people, keep my promises, never cheating, and again being transparent. That's what attracts other people. Yeah, that's my way of life and way of doing business. And your question was about what is.
No, I just wanted to know generally, after talking to 10,000 people, what is one common thing that's visible, to you what's that common thing that you've learned? Okay, you know what? This is one thing that everybody wants, or this is one trait that everybody has, something like that.
Well, it depends. Whether this is a job interview or sales call, it depends. I don't see any specific features. I'm sorry.
No problem, Tanya. Tanya, in your domain, right, in your field of expertise, how do you differentiate yourself from the other players similar to KITSF?
Oh, well, we work on the biggest market in the world, in India.
Right.
and our demand market is the United States market.
Right.
Again, the biggest market in the world. Um, well, I guess we are a monopoly right now. I don't know. Um, I haven't met any other company who works on the same basis. So yeah, I
Wow.
guess this is our key factor, and that's what differentiates us from others. With the second factor, I just memorized. We invest in people. I guess um, that it's crucial because we find people who are quite promising, invest our money in these people, help them with um, documentation and relocation,
Right.
and then these people just pay off for our result, the success fee.
Got it. Got it, Tanya. And again, just like your successful moments or your achievements, you must have had some of your failures also in your 12 years of journey. What was your biggest failure? What do you see as the biggest setback? And how did you come out of it?
Mm-hmm. Well, this is a nice question. Thank you so much. I think my biggest failure was starting a lifestyle business, like bootstrapping, because every lifestyle business has the beginning and the end. So sooner or it will die soon. It's inevitable process.
Right.
And due to the military conflict in Ukraine, the business was on the verge of death. In
So
2000,
when you say this lifestyle business, what business was it?
lifestyle business is the business when you just do only kitchen. You do not raise funds.
Got it.
So you spend
Got it.
your own money.
Okay, that's what you mean by lifestyle business. Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So you said lifestyle business in Ukraine during the military conflicts was almost about to shut down.
Yes, yeah, but I managed to keep it alive, but that was just too much work. Um,
To keep it alive. You mean the Trinity education. That's what you're referring to.
yes, yeah, Trinity. I'm talking about Trinity.
Got it. Okay, so you're saying bootstrapping any business was your biggest mistake, and you managed to come out of it. Got it. Got it,
Yeah.
Tanya. That's very interesting. And is there any specific practices that you do? I mean, like, how do you keep yourself? You said you were resilient, you persevered, and all that, right? Did it just happen like that as a person, or did you take any special coaching or trainings?
No, I do not. I'm not taking any coaching or trainings. I just have a vice co-founder, maybe support of my family, and I
Mhm.
keep some strategies like trying to keep a lifestyle, like work-life balance, like exercising, having enough sleep. Uh, but talking about work, in the morning, every time I create a list of my activities for the day, like to-do
Right,
list, I decide what things to delegate. So the more I delegate, the more time I have for creating new strategies and thinking what should I do as the
right,
next step.
right. Got it. And has there been, any mentors or books that have had a significant impact on your personal and professional growth?
Um, yeah, so for example, in Ukraine, I had a mentor. Uh,
Okay.
as a person. In the US, we have 4 advisors, 4 mentors, which we consult them every week or every month. It depends on the advisory agreement.
Right.
And if so about the movies and books, it's upon the interest, but still my favorite book is it's The Black Swan. It's Nassim. The author is Nassim
Taleb.
And my favorite movie ever is the movie The Pursuit of Happiness with
right.
Smith.
Yeah.
Actually, the events took place in San Francisco, so you can see a San Francisco view.
Right.
And this is the movie about the perseverance and miracle that can happen in San Francisco, actually, because the United States is the country of miracles. So if you work hard, if you play a big game, if you strive enough, so you will get this so-called American dream. So you may have it.
Got it. And probably my final question to you would be, what qualities, given that you've had 12 years of experience, for somebody who's starting out as an aspiring entrepreneur, what qualities you think one must possess or, to build to succeed as an entrepreneur?
Just tolerate. It's just if you want to become an entrepreneur, just remember this. Being an entrepreneur, you will have to tolerate uncertainty and deal with uncertainty. You will make lots of mistakes, and this is fine. And it's absolutely fine. The more mistakes you make, the more knowledge you gain. And just do it. Don't sit on the couch, just do it.
Got it, Tanya. Tanya, just final questions. I saw that you are writing a couple of books. You've written 2 books already, but 2 books are in progress. Is that correct? One book is called Dark Side of IT in India. Do you just want to give a trailer? What is the book going to be about? I can't really wait for the book.
Well, this is a bunch of stories about IT people who live in India, like young IT talents who persevered and strive for better lives. So they are from poor families, and these are the stories about their achievements and about their ways to the top of the IT industry. But it's still in progress. I'm writing it. The other book is the Planet India.
India, yeah.
Yeah. It's just based on my personal knowledge of communication. Like I communicated with Indian specialists a lot, and I just designed my own strategy how to create successful negotiation communication with Indian partners. So it's kind of about the Indian culture and business communication in India. So yeah, it's still in progress too.
And the young IT people you're talking about in Dark Side of IT in India, have they made it to the US? Have they got the talent visa?
Oh, and no, they stayed in India. But wow. Who knows? Thank you for the idea, actually.
And have you visited India anytime?
Unfortunately, I haven't visited, but it's in my bucket list. I visited Sri Lanka, Thailand, and my co-founder visited China, lived in China and visited China, but it's all around India. No, I haven't been to India yet.
Got it, Tanya. Thank you so much, Tanya. It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for
Thank
taking
you.
the time out.
Thank you so much.